What is my fine lines? It's your boy Ty, and I'm back with another video. So I'm trying to do more uploads since, I leave you guys with like 2 or 3 weeks without a decent video, and just out of the blue I'd be like, oh, what's up guys? So this is why I'm here, and plus it's spring break, so I should have more time to think of ideas and not have as many restrictions. So yeah, now for this video I will be doing my very first story time. However, it's a little different. This is a 3-in-1 story time because this specific event happened to me a couple times. For this video, I will be telling you 3 stories about times where I almost landed in the hospital and could have died. So let's go in chronological order. First time. This was back when I was about 9. It was 4th of July, also my mother's birthday, So I went with my uncle and my grandparents to my uncle's house. We were going to celebrate, I had a couple family members over there, had burgers, hot dogs, stuff like that, regular 4th of July stuff. So they picked us up from my house. We were chilling, listening to some music. I was with my grandma, happy. I was 9. However, what I didn't know was that as we were going down the street, we were only like half a mile from his house. As we were rolling down the street to pass the next set of streets, a gunfight broke out. That's right, a gunfight. I didn't know what was happening at the time. All I saw was some woman with groceries running down the street. But when I looked through my window, I saw niggas running down the street shooting at each other. That was one of the scariest times in my life. Lucky for me, they were all ahead of it, so I was close. But if we were anywhere near it, like closer than we were, I could have gotten hit. My whole family could have gotten hit there. Time number 2. This was 2 years ago. Now, for some of you that know me in person, I did summer youth. I'm trying to do it again this summer. That's besides the point. So I worked kind of close to my home. It was 20 something blocks downtown. So I could take my skateboard. I have a cruiser, so get a little exercise in the summer. So I was taking the bridge there because that's mainly how I'd get there. As I was on the bridge, at the time I didn't even think about it, because I'm just trying to get to work because I wasn't late, but I was trying to get there early enough. But what I didn't realize was that the bridge was too steep for me to just gently roll down on my skateboard. When I started rolling down there, it was a little easy, I kept one foot off the board to grind the sidewalk so I don't go too fast, but I ended up going too fast. The result, me stumbling off of my skateboard as it was rolling. The skateboard hit the fence, so it stopped, but I kept moving. If I had moved even 3 inches further, my head would have been cracked open. That's right. Say this is me, and here's where I could have hit myself. If I didn't stop right here, I would have hurt myself badly. And to be honest, I just started thinking, oh my god, I might end up in the hospital. I could lose my life here. And how people say, oh, moments like that make you think about your life real quick. I did think about my life. But I have plans for my future. Oh, what if I decide to go to YouTube? Because at the time, I didn't really think about making a channel. The idea was in my head, but I didn't play on it. So, the third and final time for this video was actually almost a year ago. Now, granted, this moment, it occurs a lot because I'm reckless as hell, but this specific one wasn't as reoccurring. So I was with my boys JJ, Hunter, and some other guys. Frankie too. So we were just chilling. I believe we came back from the movies. No. It was a completely different time. But I was still with those people, but it wasn't for the movies. So we were going on the street. We were going somewhere. I don't remember where it was because I'm not that good with memory. So we were walking my own business. Now, people, even though the light says stop, they still cross the street. I'm like that. But I kind of take it to a different level. With me, even as the cars are still moving, I end up running into the street, and luckily I'm safe. I have some crazy luck, right? And I mean right, because when we were doing this, I was about to cross the street. I wasn't paying attention. My boys, they said, alright, wait, hold on, whoa, wait for a second. I didn't notice it, but a truck, and like one of those big trucks that have like the Pepsi in and stuff like that, was coming like near me. If I did not turn my head to the left so fast to make sure I could walk, I definitely would have died. And remember, it was like a big ass truck. It was like a truck is mainly like a story, like 1.5 stories tall. It was that big, and it has it's 18-wheeler, so I could have died. So those are 3 times where my life could have ended. I'm just trying to give you a glimpse into who I am. Also, I'm trying to make merch, to be honest, because I want you guys to have something as representation to my lifestyle. Because I want you guys to defy. Each of you is a defier. You break the spectrum of life itself, and you make your own path. So with that being said, I'm signing off. Links to my Twitter and Instagram are in the description. Also go check out my Patreon. And one more thing, on Twitter, I just recently posted a tweet saying send me questions because I want to do my first Q&A. Hopefully I can do that next Saturday. But you guys need to ask me these questions. That's the only way a Q&A works. So, as always, live to defy. Lego.